Shout out to the Dusse, man. Shout out to Dusse, man. I was a Dusse Don this year, man. Every year, really. Anytime I step out with some Dusse, I'm a Dusse Don. So,
And he doesn't drink anything else.
What Dusse?
And he's been on his way for a long time.
Come on now. So, hey,
Searching for response.
it's what it is. But, got tatted, man. You know what I'm saying? New piece right here. You know what I'm saying? The hand tat. You know what I mean? But, yeah, went to Strokers. Hey, shout out to Strokers for the wings. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all right now, no cap, man. Been to Strokers. Hey, gone for the wings now. You know what I'm saying? The scribbles was in, but make sure you tap in for the wings. Mild lemon pepper flakes.
On that note, it is the TRX, the real example, once again with TJ, Risky, and Xxay. And today, what we talking about today, man?
Bro, I want to know, man, what y'all think, like, what would y'all say is the riskiest thing y'all done thus far, right? And matter of fact, it don't even got to be the riskiest. Top 5 riskiest thing you ever done. You know what I mean? Running from the police to doing the nasty with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Or even breaking into a teacher's office to change a grade. I mean, what y'all think, bro? Because I'm going to tell you for real. I think I broke into a teacher's office to change my grade, man. In college. It wasn't like I broke in though, but you know what I'm saying? I kind of snuck in a little bit to try to change my grade. I ain't even caught them. So.
Well, I don't think we could air this anymore.
Nigga, why, bro? Listen,
Bro,
I'm not in school.
But that's like a felony.
My man.
Like
I'm just telling the story for the camera. If you can't prove that shit, man, it don't matter. Yo, I ain't even passed that class. It don't matter. Yo, and that's what get me so mad, bro, because I did all that just to fail. Or I mean, I got a D, but yeah, still got to retake it.
True. Well, I think that might actually lead into a topic: how to handle setbacks and L's, and how to deal with them in the right way, in the most healthy way.
For sure.
Because
are you not gonna say what some of the riskiest things y'all boys did? You just gonna roll over that, huh?
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, bro, that definitely
absolutely
trumped everything else.
Anything I was about to say was about to be real mid today. So hey,
I'm saying, bro.
Child's play in comparison.
Hold on, I'm not gonna let you go out like that, bro.
Thank you, bro.
So, cameraman behind the camera, y'all not gonna see me this time. But I think the riskiest thing I ever done did was probably get some buns in the bathroom in high school.
Alright, shit.
Not the riskiest thing. That's top 5.
Alright, top five. In the bathroom of high school.
With the camera. Right
I
there.
swear, bro.
Like it was like, yeah.
Well, you been like that, man.
I was off some other shit.
Yeah, that was
I guess
the perks bite down.
like when she was
Perks bite down.
And the thing
first
was,
time.
how the school is built too, it's new, so the camera they had the camera position wrong, so you could see the mirror,
Yeah.
like the camera facing that way, you can see the mirror, and I had her on the mirror, like I didn't have her. In
So
the
you ain't
stall.
even care, bro. So you just said fuck, like
I didn't-
OSS, fuck all that suspension, expulsion, like.
It was a newly built school at the time.
That's your
so
boy,
I-
man.
I'm saying so.
what's crazy is this is not even top 5
or
for
this
them.
after school.
This was 7:30 in the morning.
What? You had to get it that bad? That man woke up off the bullshit.
Yo, you
I ain't
went
mad
to
at
that
you,
whole
bro.
early school,
I ain't mad
man.
at you,
What
man.
they
Shout out
call
to my
that?
boy, man. Like, matter of fact, shout out to Shawty. Cause she wanted it too. My man had consent. So, hey, brothers out there, if you're watching, make sure you got clear consent before you do anything. Never respect women.
I like how you flipped that.
Yeah,
I like
respect
that.
women.
Like how you saved the episode.
But,
I like how you saved that.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna talk about week bouncing back from L's.
Yeah,
Now
for sure.
we've all had our shares of W's. As you can see, my man's got his catalog right here. 24 Risk, the Dusse, turning 26. There's some W's here. TJ, you know what I'm saying, rocking the gold, got his own socks on. W's here.
Water.
Me, I'm chilling. We're using our cameras. We're having a good time. Making some content with my partners. W's here. But at the same time, for all these W's that you see, there's a lot of L's that you don't see. So we're gonna go and speak on bouncing back from the L's and go ahead and talk about what's like an L that really, I guess, really changed on how you move and operate. Because you could take some L's, but until you get to that one that's like, all right, this one hurts way too much. What was the life-changing L that changed your whole trajectory in life, for real?
I mean, for me, especially when I first got out of college, I think Especially since I switched and really went into my own business, not last minute, but like that last semester. The way I handle business now, like even when I'm doing business with other people, I would never put myself in the situation again where I feel like I don't have my own income streams to fall back on. Like I'll never like subject myself to only be getting paid through someone else. Because long story short, and you know about this, like I was supposed to train at the gym once I graduated.
Yeah.
And I put everything, like I had a meeting and everything, I put everything on that happening. Moved out the house, started paying rent, and 5 months later, never got into the gym. And so that ended up putting me in some kind of spiral where I feel like that literally set me 2 years back, like financially and even with my training. Had I went into that and already had like my own clients, and then it was like, okay, I'm not training here, but I can go somewhere else. Yeah. I would have been a lot better. But just putting all my trust in that to like, okay, I'll get the clients here, I'll get the mentorship here, and not have any other solid income streams, like really, really put me back. So even now, like, I'm a manager at the gym, but like they said, I got the socks, I got my lifestyle coaching. I got the online programs.
Talk to him.
And even brand ambassador positions. But I'm like making sure that I have several income streams just in case.
Oh yeah,
man.
That's what's
Oh,
up.
yeah, TJ, you didn't tell the people?
My man.
Oh no, I didn't tell
Hey, let me. TJ is a brand ambassador for Fabletics and what's another one?
Vibrant Fitness.
Vibrant Fitness. Isn't there a bar?
Yeah,
some food?
Built Bar.
Built Bar.
There's a bunch of them right now.
Yeah.
Shit, bro. Okay.
Hydro Plus,
Hydro
which is
Plus.
like if you get an IV therapy, cryotherapy spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
A bunch of those
I ain't gonna lie to
stuff,
you, man. I had no idea I was sitting with a celebrity.
but you got it.
7 years. I had no idea. I was parlaying with a man sponsored by so many, man. Shout out to you, man.
But no, for real, like,
what's up.
quick separate side note, anybody that's trying to get into that, and I kind of talked about this on my story today, but like, you won't know if you can make a shot until you shoot it. Some of these like positions, they came and they asked me about it, but it wasn't until I was just like, hey, do y'all have this position and can I get paid for it? How would that work? And they're like, yeah, fill out this and this, we like your content, boom. As soon as I started asking, that's when I started receiving. So the whole like, you have not because you ask not is a real thing.
Wow.
Very real thing.
Shout out to that, man. I can go for that.
Even with Dusse, it's possible to get sponsored by that.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
So listen,
They got ambassadors.
if y'all ever watching, man, every time I step out, I'm rocking some Dusse, man. You would probably like a 24 wrist shirt the way I'm rocking that motherfucker. Sign me, man. Stop playing with me. Sign me. Come on, man. Holla at your boy, man.
There it is. So, yeah, TJ, that was you didn't that L didn't really stop. I mean, to me, outside looking in, because we was talking through that whole entire process. You handled that relatively well. I mean, you didn't. I mean, I'm about to say like, because you know what I'm saying. A lot of people go into this like, I don't know if y'all seen it, the downward spiral. Like you see somebody, they catch one L, and like their life just takes out of
2
control.
and 3 pull up too quick.
I think that kind of speaks into one, first and foremost, like that's really God that did all that. But then two, during that whole process, like one, I feel like my dream would still happen. I just didn't know when, so I never gave up on that. And then two, I knew I kind of like had eyes on me. Like the whole social media thing, it is what you make it. Like I'll have people reach out to me. It's like, look, I worked out for the first time today just because you posted this workout after you worked like a 12-hour shift. Or someone was like, hey, like what you said on your story, it really impacted me. And it'd be nights where I'm just sitting there like, look, I'm about to delete my account. I'm about to just do something else. There was times where I was like, I'm about to get an accounting job, get off the gram, and people are not going to see me no more. There was definitely nights where I had that. But I mean, it's kind of like what Nipsey said, you're going to experience every single emotion. I think if I went through it again, I would appreciate every single emotion and not really attack it. Like there's times where you're gonna feel sad, you're gonna be angry, but it's okay to feel those feelings. You just gotta know how to transfer them. Sometimes I did that better than others. I feel like I did a relatively decent job of making sure that people didn't really see me going through it. Because I feel like you shouldn't show your story, like you shouldn't push that energy out, right? Because you might be helping somebody else out, and then you start showing that, like, not saying it's not affecting you, but you start going down from that. You don't know how many other people you bring down with you. So I started looking at it from that perspective, and that's really honestly what got me through it.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going
Having prayer, man.
Yeah.
That's about it.
What about you, man?
I ain't gonna care. I say, man, I think the L that really changed it all for me, like I gotta do this, so I don't know what else. It's probably that second time. The first time I actually got on academic suspension from school, man, for real. I'm talking about. I remember, real deal. I think I missed the midterm, if I'm not mistaken. I overslept on the midterm on some just dumbass, man. But I overslept on the midterm. After that, man, I was actually out of school for like a semester. You know what I'm saying? I think my GPA dropped. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it dropped. and yeah, man, I had to figure out something to do, man. I was working at Verizon. I'm like, bro, this can't be life. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I can't sit in front of a classroom and, you know what I'm saying, do all this work forever. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here thinking about my life. Like, that's something that really affected me for sure, man. Even my self-esteem. So that's one L I say that I bounced back from for sure, that kind of really made me. Because after I did that, man, I was like, shit, I could really do anything. Like, if I can make it without school, you know what I mean? And that's what people tell you is the safety net for everything that you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I could do whatever. You know what I mean? That's what kind of encouraged me to really jump off the porch. So, you know what I mean? Getting different tattoos that people might deem unprofessional, or, you know what I'm saying, doing things that people might deem unprofessional. You know what I mean? If you can make it out of doing, you know, what you want, what you see fit, shit, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shoot your shot. But yeah, I say that, man. Academic suspension. Cause boy, your boy GPA dropped. That thing dropped.
Yeah, damn. I think, man, the biggest L that really like made me tighten up for real.
If you want to talk about the blood clots, I'm gonna be kind of, because
Come
that, I don't know if that's too deep, but that
talking about
was
the-
like,
Too deep for the intro, brother.
Yeah, I know that was wild.
that was a bounce back, boy.
Because what's it called? Yeah, I remember because I came back from Columbia, and I called you up because I had just gotten off the internship. I was like, yo, I'm finna hit the ER, I'm finna hit the hospital, to make sure my blood clots ain't came back. And then I called you, and I was like, yo, I'm in the hospital with it. I just sent like a simple text. I was like, in the hospital with it. I hit y'all two first, and then hit the free blow. Marcus knows about free blow, the gang up. And I was just like, yo, like my life is in danger right now. Like it doesn't even hit you like that. You know what I mean? So that was I guess a life changing moment for me, because I ain't never had to really slow down for nothing. And y'all know me. In college, I didn't sleep. I was always on go. I was always on the move. And that was really the first time where I was like, I had to be put down. Like, I had blood clots in college, but it didn't really stop me. Like, I was like, all right, I'm still on my internship. I'm still doing my online class. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna wear the sleeve, and I'm gonna work out with TJ every day to make sure he don't leave me in the dust.
Yeah.
And so
That was his moment for like the whole semester.
I was like, TJ got a whole summer on me. He's not gonna leave me in the dust. And I made sure I kept pace. I even did 2 a days, like even did some extra intermittent fasting so I could catch up. And that wasn't really a setback to me. But the second time when I was like, yo, I can't do nothing. I can't do anything. Bro, that was rough.
Yeah, the
That
boy
was rough.
set you down, no cap.
Yeah, so coming back from that, it took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of confidence building, getting them small wins. Because I went from like, okay, because that was like my first time, that's like my second or third time flying out the country, but this is like on my dollar. This is me, myself, buying these tickets with this equipment. You know what I mean? You know, it's one of those things where he was like, I'll beat my chest. I done paid off my credit cards. This is me. And bro, I was like, yo, this is me. And y'all gonna feel this.
Yeah.
And that was my whole entire energy. And then I was like, dang, y'all might not feel this.
Yeah.
And I was like, will I even be able to get back to that point in any level, shape, or form? And so it's been a climb back. Mentally, I think I'm mentally almost there. Spiritually, I'm a lot further than where I'm at. Physically, I just gotta get back to it, to be honest. Because I fell off a cliff. I mean, people look at me now and just like in shape. It's like, yeah, I'm in shape compared to the average person.
Yeah.
But TJ know where we once was, and I gotta get back there, boy. So it's it definitely made me tighten up, made me realize like one, you gotta trust in God and go all the way in, and don't let strong L's that really devastate you, don't let them define who you are. Cause for like a smooth 3 months, I was in like zombie mode, cause I was like, yo, I can't do anything. And it's like, I really think about turning in the cameras. I had to sell a couple lenses to pay some bills. Like, bro, I was like, yo, this is it. This is a wrap for my career. But just tapping in and trusting in God, bro, I've been able to tap in, find the right people to connect me, to lift me up, and get me to the point where, I mean, I'm back above water. And, I think throughout that whole entire process, like TJ said, with God, and like you said, this is this life. Like, it's either a deal if you either accept it. It's like it's like, you know, drip or drown. Like you gotta really decide is you really gonna like rise above it, or you gonna let it define who you are. And bro, without those L's, man, like it's not like no reckless abandon, but it's like if God brought me through that, ain't nothing really else I'm really gonna catch a strong L from. Like
That I agree.
Like it's one of those things. Like when you come back from such a deep chasm and you get back to a certain place, I was like, all right. If he brought me back from here, and now I'm back zero, like, bro, it's like this feeling of like, all right, I know I'm here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I know I can do whatever it is. And I feel like unless you get really like, I'm not saying you have to get your feet held to the fire. Some people, life comes a little bit easier than others. But I feel like because of that, because of like going through that fire, being forced through that fire, there's some strength and there's some resolve in me that I wouldn't have had even through all the things I went through in college. Like there's some stuff now. Like, I'm glad I went through that. I'm not saying I would do it again. Hell no, I ain't gonna try to do that again. But I'm glad I went through that because now moving forward, I feel like there's very few things that can really like take me out. And that's when and that's when just like
turned into an apex predator.
And that's just I mean, bro, that's just
Nah, man. Shout out to Big God.
Yeah, so that's just I think how you just gotta kind of re-up from the M's. And I don't know about y'all, but like when you was going through that period of like acceptance, like, damn, all right, this is not how exactly I had planned out to be. What did y'all do to kind of like get the engine back moving? You know what I mean? Like, or did y'all just kind of like take some time to digest it, or how did y'all get out from that deep part? Because at that point right there, you can like we go drip or drown, but really for us, we bounce back, and some people go into like depression, like medical depression. You know what I mean? Like. So if you're on the break, even for some of our viewers who might be on the break, especially during COVID-19, what you got to say to them? Like,
Man, you know what? I made a move quick. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I'm just for myself. I like to go ahead and get my shit together ASAP. So after the L come, you know what I'm saying? Start regrouping the fast way. Because if you sulk, you know what I mean? You're gonna take an L longer. Your lowercase L gonna turn into a capital L, and now you become a loser. No cap. It's a lot easier to put a OSER on top of behind the capital L, man, if you sit there and stay down, man, for real. So myself, man, I was like, yo, shit, we gotta get some shit rolling. Not in school. I ain't getting no refund check, man. I gotta get a job because rent still due. You know what I mean? Like, you still got real stuff that's happening to you, and if you take the time to get acclimated to your life as an L taker, you're gonna keep taking L's. That's word to mommy.
what about you?
I would say, I mean, of course I'm related back to fitness in some way, but it's really when you're trying to make a change, I feel like taking advantage of like small wins, not just from like seizing the opportunity, but taking advantage of the energy that it gives you. And sometimes a small win might just be like a smaller L, if that makes sense. Because you know, like even after I like, you know what I'm saying, missed the opportunity, went to a gym and like they got evicted out of that gym.
Yeah.
Which like, you know what I'm saying, went to another gym, some other crazy stuff happened.
Yeah.
So it's been a journey, but each situation, like one, it affected me less because it's like, okay, I'm starting to like build up some more resolve. But, you know, I was starting to retain some clients. I was starting to get a little bit more exposure. And so it wasn't huge W's, but just being able to take a small win and be able to push some energy from that, being able to build on that. If you have nothing to build on, it's hard to go like, you hear people saying going 0 to 100, right? Like if you down and out, very few people, we hear those stories where they're down and out and they go to being a millionaire and like ASAP. That's not really you know what I'm saying? That's not a common thing to happen. So more like, I won't even say realistic because I don't even like that word in a lot of terms, but more common path is to say, okay, I'm here, small win, small win, small win, or smaller L's with that, and then build yourself up those stairs so you can get to that point.
I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Healthy, yeah. For sure, man. So now that you got a couple L's on your record, you know what I mean? What are you doing now to prevent them L's from ever happening again? Because, you know, like you said, our very first episode, that is the definition of insanity. So how do you like legit? Because people don't want to embrace it, but they're in patterns of insanity every day. I'm unhappy. I go to work. I come home. I sleep. I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy. I go to work. I go to sleep. I'm unhappy. I'm happy. I go to work. I go to sleep. I'm unhappy. And they think by complaining and telling you yourself you're unhappy, you're gonna stay in that plane. You got to change it up. So instead of go to sleep, instead of going to sleep, like stay up 2 hours, work on something.
Yeah.
So
do some push-ups.
Yeah, like so. What did y'all do to like? What did y'all do to break the insanity pattern?
Man, what you did, TJ?
I would say, well, the biggest thing with like patterns like that is once you notice a negative pattern, you have the power to change it. So the scariest thing to be in is being in a cycle that Xxay was talking about and not know that you're in the cycle. Because in that point, in that state of ignorance, you really are kind of helpless. But once you address and you recognize where you're at, then you can start to add in like other stuff. So after like I said, that first like initial opportunity like kind of fell through. If I was doing Uber, I started working with a moving company for a little bit, but that started to take so much time out of the day that I was like, okay, like I gotta schedule out at least some time to like upgrade my website. I gotta schedule out some time to at least make content, even if I'm just on the story. Like, and like I said, it starts with something small. Like it started off just being, okay, I'm gonna get on the story every single day, even though I'm in a car driving Uber. Somebody's gonna see this hopefully and be like, man, he's driving Uber, but he's still trying to, chase his dreams, chase his goals. So start off with a story, then start off with some posts, then start off with the website. And then you just keep recycling that, keep adding a little bit more onto it. Like I said, same thing with fitness. Like if you're trying to change like your lifestyle and you're like, I'm gonna go from eating McDonald's every single day to eating nothing but salads, you're gonna like burn out super, super quick. So you gotta make a small switch.
Yeah.
Small switch. Don't go to McDonald's, like make a burger at the crib.
Yeah.
And just
Cut down
same thing.
times out of the week type, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so man, to be honest, I think I really just figured out what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the first thing. You know what I mean? If you're trying to figure out what's gonna jumpstart you, shit, figure out what you're trying to do that actually gonna jumpstart your life. It was clothing, you know what I'm saying? And from there, shit, I figured out, how to actually go about, starting a clothing line. I think I even put up my last $400 and shit, just order some shirts and see if they sold for real.
Yeah.
And it worked out, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, we grossing some pretty straight bread so far. So I mean, it worked out, you know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna have the same result, but at least you tried, you know what I mean? To put your best foot forward.
Shot out there.
You know what I'm saying? I will say, man, it's this young lady I was rocking with actually, man, who I was in a rut. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was actually like just struggling with creative content, you know what I'm saying? Even putting stuff out there, man, I kind of became stagnant. Matter of fact, man, Shawty was actually getting on, you know what I mean, her grind and her way, man, and that actually, you know what I'm saying, and influenced me to do the same thing. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Shawty doing this, that, third. I'm like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and, you know what I mean, and shit, take her example or, follow her lead in that sense. She was on it, man. She's making plays. So, yeah, that's one thing I will say that, you know what I mean, even if you can't jumpstart yourself, shit, get jumpstarted by others who are chasing their same goals, man. So, hey, shout out to that young lady, man, for sure.
Yes, I heard. And I think for me, man, stop the cycle of insanity. I just have to be real with myself. I have to look myself in the mirror and be like, hey, you gonna take this line down? You gonna take this standing up? You gotta, and I realized like, if this is what I'm doing, it's not gonna get any better. I really just had a one-on-one talk with myself and God and my pops. My pops was a real big inspiration to me. And so I tapped into him like a person who's seen some L's, but he came throwing unscathed. I was like, yo, how'd you do it? He gave me some tips. And one of the biggest tips he said, one, trust in God and your power source. He didn't let you die. So you're here for a reason. Embrace that reason. I was like, well, damn. I bet. And said two, he said, don't forget. He said, don't forget. Oh, you got sat down the first time. He said you wasn't getting no rest the first time you got sat down. Obviously, he didn't get your attention. So now he's telling you to rest. So I bet I started taking rest a lot more seriously. Like, I used to not care. So I just paid attention to the patterns that got me to that point, and then make sure I took note of them, and make sure to slowly and surely undo them.
Yeah.
And then,
You gotta notice what's going on.
And then by having that kind of that self-awareness realization, having some pep talk, having some spiritual guidance, and having some people who just like was tapping in and checking on me, you know what I'm saying, especially when I was down, I was able to get up out of there and change my mental and get back up, you know what I mean? So I believe we what, right at the time? We right at the time. So
That's about it, man.
Yes.
Hey, so listen, real quick before I let y'all go, man. Listen, real deal. If you're actually looking for the way to have the perfect credit score, man, I'm trying to take these steps my damn self. But YouTube, Jay Morrison, the perfect credit score, man. You know what I'm saying? About 25 minutes will actually get you right for sure, man. You know how to leverage good debt and bad. Well, learn about good debt and bad debt, man. How to leverage your credit, get some capital. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, how to actually make your credit seem like capital, you know what I'm saying, and how to liquidate your funds, you know what I mean. You're only defined by your assets, real deal, you know what I mean. If you don't got no net worth, you're worthless. Not in that sense, but you know what I mean. You know how the game goes, you know what I'm saying. So, that's all I'm saying. Hey, look up how to get the perfect credit score, man, so you can actually do what you want to do and take the steps.